Aquarius.
Hello Aquarius, this is your forecast for December 2013, and this month is going to be very social for you, and that's because the sun is moving through your area of friendships, hopes, dreams, wishes, groups, organizations, charities. So you're going to be out and about and spending time. And the good news also is that the new moon this month is exactly here in this area. This allows you to plant those new moon seeds, your intentions for the entire year, exactly in this area, promising yourself that I'm going to make more time to spend with my friends, okay? And you'll see how that's going to work for you as it filters through in the coming months. Now, also here, the sun, as it moves through Sagittarius here, you're going to get a little taste and a little feel how it is to be a Sagittarius. Now, they're very up and going. They are fiery. They are happy-go-lucky, great sense of humor and wit. That's the persona you're going to be taking on this month. So even though whatever star sign, sun sign we are, every time the sun moves through a different sign, we get to have a little sense, a little flavor, and incorporate that through our consciousness. And this is how astrology works. So we got all the sun signs in our nature, but only for a brief little time at once. So let's look at Venus. Venus this month is working behind the scenes. It is planning, strategizing, also pulling back a little bit here as far as it wanting to contemplate somewhat more on your relationships, the state of affairs, where you're at, where you're wanting to go. 12th house is the hidden house. Well, some of you might even be having something hidden going on, but that's not it. Venus rules, yes, love, but it also rules the concept of money and income and so forth. And this is more what I'm seeing here for you, Aquarius, because it ties in, especially if you're seeing this forecast here of the November side of the month. Well, pay attention to November 14th. This video is launching just only a couple of days prior. But Venus and Pluto are going to have a dance here, and it will initiate something new. So whatever talks you have, whatever plans, concepts, ideas you have, well, this is the initiation of something that is going to work itself through here over the next couple of months. And I say that because, well, all conjunctions, when planets meet up like that, it starts off, triggers something new. However, though, over time, what we will see here with Venus is that she's going to be going direct and straight through, but then she's going to retrograde and come back over this very same point as it was on November 14th, initiating with Pluto. This is a very, very intense combination. It rules love and passion, anything that's felt extremely strongly in depth, but also for money, if you have any money talks or projects, well, this would be exceptionally good for you. And I'll tell you why though. Because Mars now is in your 8th house. This has to do with money you have together with other people. So that can be joint venture projects. It could be money you hold with your spouse, your significant other. It could be money owed to you. It could be taxes, insurance companies, payouts, royalties, commissions. It's lining up. So if you feel something has been slow in development, well, you should see it start kicking into action here in December. So, you know, you have that to look forward to. But even that becomes not just the harvest of, but the initiation of. So we'll see. Not quite yet here, Aquarius. But when Venus moves into your 2nd house of income, when it moves into the sign of Pisces, which is still a month or two ahead, just because Venus is going to spend somewhat time here in the 12th house. But this is when you're going to start seeing the profits of whatever ideas and concepts that you have now. We have Neptune in your house of income, so I can definitely see how some of you have some very lofty dreams, okay? You got it here. It's envisioned. And I want you to stay focused on that, because some of this is going to be very long-term goals, not just something that you can manifest, you know, in the coming week or month. Neptune takes a long time to go through this area, and as the months proceed, you're going to see how these planets are going to kick into action step by step, helping you launch that long-term vision, all right? Then we also have Mercury. It is in your 10th house, career here, at least initially here, beginning of the month, and you will see how it now is going to start loosening up. You had it retrograde in this area here for 3.5 extra weeks. So it gave you a prolonged time to do what you needed to do, have the talks you needed to do, clearing up a lot of loose ends there perhaps. And some of it might have been quite deep and serious too, just because it was cruising through the sign of Scorpio. And we feel that deep in our core. So Mercury has been thinking, especially now when Mars has been cruising through the sign of Virgo, which not only tends to think and strategize, but it tends to overthink and over-rationalize. So Mars has been hammering down with that Virgo ability to really set things straight, nice order. So you're going to be left with, I feel, being in a better place than what you were here just maybe a month or two ago due to this very fact. We have the full moon. Full moon's always harvest time, and that is December 17th in your 5th house. Great place to have it because the 5th house is the house of joy. This is where you can go and do those things that you normally never have time to do. It's to take time off, go do your bowling, go have fun. It's also the house of new love. Some of you might find a new partner here on this day or in the time that the moon now is cruising through this 5th house. And it's also the house of children and self-expression and creative projects. So whatever it's going to mean to you, only you will know. These are just general charts. Now, let's talk a little bit about Jupiter. Jupiter now has moved retrograde here on November 7th. So it's going to go somewhat asleep for the next 4 to 5 months. However, though, Jupiter is such a positive energy, positive planet and guardian angel that even when she's retrograde, she has the ability to still be generous and abundant. And for you here, it's going to be training Saturn. Saturn is in your career house. So whatever you've been working on now, trying to establish, that's what Saturn does. It gives you structure, it gives you discipline. And this is where you've been working near all year, is to tweak your career field. And Jupiter now is going to probably bring you some good opportunities. Even though she's retrograde, it may not be new opportunities because that's when she's in direct position. However, though, you might have planted some great seeds, and as a result of this, from the past, what you've been doing here, say from early spring till now, well, it's those things that can come back around, and maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about here. So Mars is looking up for your income, okay? The income, the monies that you have with others. So that is all good. The node is also in your career house, so you're focusing on work. You're taking time off with your friends. Venus is saying step back, don't talk too much about those new concepts or ideas or the new love that you have. You might want to feel it out a little bit first, but then she'll come out and she will express this to the world here in not too long. That'll be now over in 2014 though. So let's get going. If you have your notepad out, you want to write up some dates here. And for those of you who are already keyed in on the daily astroscopes, well, you follow and pay attention every day here and download these files. But we're just going to give you some small extra keywords here. Top of the month, new moon, December 2nd. Time for your planting your intentions and writing your abundance check to yourself. On the 3rd, pay attention to any talks that you have with a male. This is Mercury, communication, and Mars in a harmonious aspect, so you can really drive home something here on this day. And for you, that will be here between the 10th house and the 8th house, that's career, and it's also something that might have to do with monetary contracts, okay, or bonuses or something. On December the 4th, Mercury is going to move out of your career area and join the group there with the Sun and the new moon in the 11th house for social activities. So you will see that you're going to be that much more chatty. Your sense of humor is going to go up. It takes on the flavor of Sagittarius wittiness. You'll love that, and it will be with you here for a few weeks. And then good news on the 10th, and it might be a little bit out of the blue because it is Mercury here receiving it from Uranus, and Uranus is your third house. So that could be communication from one of your siblings perhaps, or some news and insights from a neighbor, or it might just you taking a spontaneous trip, maybe just a day trip, because it's out and about and doing errands, but not far away though. It should be in your neighborhood. Then we have the 12th. This is when we're talking about setting things up here with career and your daily routines. There might be some news here from work that is good. And what I'm really excited about, and we're going to be talking much more about on our daily scopes too, is the direct action of Uranus here this month. 17th, it will move and wake up from its sleep. And for you, Uranus is in the third house. And see, Uranus is what we need to have things happen. It's the planet of action. Even though it might come sometimes abruptly, unexpectedly, you know, for better or worse, Uranus doesn't really care. It could be shocking, but it could be good shocking. It's like, oh my God, right? And when Uranus falls asleep, things just turn into everyday normal life. There's not much going on. You know how when you long for some action, for something to happen, some external event to come and shake you up a little bit? Well, that's Uranus. So this is why we love this planet, and especially when she's, or he, is direct, okay? Because then we get some more of this unexpectedness taking place. Now, the Sun is going to move into Capricorn on the 21st. That's going to be your 12th house. So you're going to be extremely social, out and about doing your charities or what you're going to do, business parties and so forth. The Sun is going to move into where Pluto and Venus is, 12th house. So you're going to pull back a little bit and you're going to start contemplating more on what it is you're going to need. You're starting already to plan ahead here, 2014, when the Sun is in this area. At the same time, you're also concluding the journey of this whole year of 2013. The Sun comes into this area once every year. Then we have, now for you women out there, Venus is going to go retrograde on December 21st. So get your hair done, get your hair cut, colored, whatnot, Botox, facelift, tummy tucks, whatever it is you want to do prior to the 21st. Because when Venus is retrograde, remember Venus rules beauty, okay, makeup and all this that we do. And if it's retrograde, you don't want to end up with, lips gone wrong. So by all means, okay, nothing after December 21st. And we'll talk about when she's going to go direct down the road. That's still weeks and weeks to go. So we're ending up here, second half of the month, or should I say the last third of the month. Christmas is going to be wonderful. It's really set here with Neptune, so it's going to give you that atmosphere, like childhood atmosphere when the music was on and the smell of cinnamon and cookies from the kitchen and all this. See, that is going to be beautiful, and I see you really longing and looking forward to it this year. However, though, 24th on the eve, Mars and Uranus is going to be opposite one another. Mars wants to just go. When it decides to go, it wants to go. Do not hold me back, right? But see, Uranus is there and it's doing this. So there might be delays if you're out flying. You might have to change or rebook tickets. If you're on the freeways, there might be just a whole lot of traffic and delays there. Just be careful, and I'm telling everybody, just be careful if you're up north driving in the snow and on the ice, because this could be somewhat energies that we really don't like, because Mars is active and fiery, and Uranus can be like fission, it's like the earthquake, tectonic plates, suddenly like this. So when the two of them get together, and if you allow Mars to frustrate you, you will feel frustrated with this energy. So just extra caution on the 24th, and it may linger a little bit in there to the 25th, but see here, Mercury takes over the Christmas spirit, Mercury and Neptune, so you're going to have a good Christmas. Then we have the end of the month. We have a lot of things going on there, and the way we're going to go out of this year is how we're going to start the new year of 2014. And let me just touch upon it a little bit, because we're going to have to go a little deeper into this, and I'll explain it more in your January forecasts, as this is going to color not just all of January, but it's going to color pretty much a whole lot of 2014. See, the planets are starting to line up in little stellium here, and we got the Sun and Mercury here. Not too happy with Uranus at all, and so there might be some misunderstandings, or somebody hearing something in a way it wasn't really intended or meant. Mars and Pluto are squares, so one of you might react and go, into a defense. And if Mercury's not going to want to let go, because Mercury's also square Mars here, well, you get the picture. So lay low. At least you're forewarned, and if anybody starts up around you, it just say, let's talk about this in a week or so. Let's just let these planets pass, just so things don't get too crummy there, because we want to look forward to New Year's, right? New Year's, it's great energy. It's a new year coming up. So yeah, so that's a little bit how at the end of 2013 is going to be. And of course, it's global aspects too. It's not just individually us, ourselves. It's the governments, it's countries, and so forth. And I'm just thinking, God, all these energies right now going on. This typhoon, as I'm recording here, has landed there in Thailand, 10,000 people. My heart goes out to all of them. Maybe this is what we can focus on here together this month, of how lucky, how blessed we are, and how we can send love and light to those in need. It's so very, very important that we do. We're all one, right? Okay, so this is pretty much what we have here for you, Aquarius, this month. Remember, Jupiter is retrograde, but Neptune is now direct ever since November 13th, and that's our dreams coming back up and alive. And Uranus also now coming up and going direct December 17th. So we're going to see that we're going to start getting back on track from those areas that might have felt a little slow or a little challenging. All right, so hey, go listen to your moon and rising sign just to get a little bit more out of it, and I'll see you next month. Bye now, Aquarius.